sheet out. Abby Brady, bring your Kleenex. Do you want a detention or you want to bring tea tomorrow? Okay. Tyler, we're going to do these word problems now. This is exciting. Here we go. Draw a picture. I'm reading my directions. Draw a picture, write an equation, and solve it. Round to the nearest 100. All right, here we go. A squirrel is sitting in the top of a tree that is 52 feet tall. Now, we are going to make the assumption that our trees are standing perpendicular. So we're going to make that a right angle right there. Here's the tree. Here's the squirrel. He is looking at a nut on the ground. There's the nut. Here's the squirrel looking at the nut. His angle of depression is 23 degrees. Now, I need everybody paying close attention because I know where you want to put that 23 and you're going to be wrong. The angle of depression is always measured from the horizontal. Now, what that means is if the squirrel looked straight ahead, that's how he would be looking, right? If he were looking straight ahead. When he looks down at the nut, that is his angle of depression. This is the angle of depression. Notice it's not even in the triangle, right? But here's the good news. That's a 23-degree angle of depression. Starts looking straight ahead and looks down. If there were a worm in the nut and he was looking up at the squirrel, this would be his angle of elevation. Here I am, I'm the worm in the nut, looking up at the squirrel. This is my angle of elevation. This is my angle of depression. Depression means looking down, elevation means looking up.
I didn't know elevation started with the letter E, so that's very useful.
Now, what do we know about these two angles, boys and girls? They are equal. Because a long time ago you learned in geometry that if parallel lines are cut by a transversal, alternate interior angles are congruent. Remember that? So I can either mark the angle of depression or the angle of elevation. Every time they're going to match. It makes more sense for me to mark this one because it's inside the triangle. Would you agree? This one's not even inside the triangle, so I'm going to put my 23 down here. So now I'm looking at this situation. I know that's 52. I know that's 23 degrees. And what was I supposed to find? Find the distance from the nut to the base of the tree. Does it make sense to you that that's the x? Okay, so take a look at your triangle. With regard to this angle right here, which side is this?
Opposite.
Which side is this?
Adjacent.
So which function?
Wait.
Opposite over adjacent. Which function?
Oh, Toa.
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 Tangent. So I'm going to say the tangent of 23. Kids, we got half hour. Gotta get moving. the tangent of 23 equals what? What does the tangent of 23 equal? 52 over x. So x tangent 23 equals 52. So what does x equal? 52 over tan 23. So let's go to our calculator. Make sure you are set in degrees. And what did you get? 122.50. And was that feet? Yeah. Good job. Okay, I'm going to erase this one now and start the next one. Here we go. A seagull on top of a lighthouse. Here's my seagull. And he spots a fish in the water below.
You know, these animals are into some stuff.
The gull is 87 feet above sea level. And he is 230 feet from the fish. Okay, now wait a minute. Where do I put the 230
On the
then?
base. On the
No, it's before.
bottom. The bottom.
This is
What?
230.
Okay, that changed.
All right, here we go. Let's talk about it. It says that the gull, where's the gull?
The goal is right there.
Right here.
Top left.
And he is 230 feet away from the fish. Where's the fish?
The bottom.
Right here. And they're 230 feet apart. Right there, 230 feet apart. He's 230 feet from the fish. Find the angle of depression from the gull to the fish. Now, technically that would be right here. But I don't like that angle because it's not in my triangle. So instead of finding the angle of depression from the gull to the fish, I'll find the angle of elevation from the fish to the gull. Remember, these two always match. It's hard to find an angle that's not in the triangle. So I'll find this one instead. All right, here comes some tricky stuff now. With regard to this angle, which side is this? Which side is this? Which function should I use? Sine? So sine x equals 87 over 230. Wait a minute, we've not done this before, have we? In order to find an angle on your calculator, and everybody agrees that's what I'm finding this time, right? I'm finding an angle. In order to find an angle on your calculator, you use this button. Have you seen this button on your calculator and wondered what you used it for? This is the button that finds an angle. So if you want to find an angle, you have to use one of these inverse buttons. So we'll press second sine, that's how we get this, and then we'll put in our fraction, 87 2/30ths, and that angle is 22.23 degrees. Did anybody get that? Okay.
Is there a reason to say here?
You didn't type it in right. Second sine 87 divided by 230, close your parentheses, it equals. when are we, kids get confused sometimes. They don't know when to use the regular sign button and when to use this special sign button. The only time you ever use this button is if you are looking for an angle. If they give you the angle, you will never use this button. You only use this button when you are looking for the angle. Okay, let's try the next one. How far is an airplane from the airport if he is 5,000 feet above the ground and the angle of depression to the airport is 17 degrees? All right, here's the ground. Here's the airplane. Now we know that the plane is 5,000 feet above the ground. They tell me that. The pilot up here in the plane is looking down at the airport. His angle of depression is 17 degrees. Now, are you going to put that 17 here?
Yeah.
No, no, no. If you want to put the 17 up there, it has to be here. That's the angle of depression. But I'm going to put it down here because if I am the pilot looking down at the airplane or at the airport, my angle of depression is the same as the angle of elevation of the guy on the ground looking up at the plane.
So, with the one about the fish and the bird, what the angle of elevation for the fish is the same as the bird?
Yeah, the angle of depression for the bird, yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
They always match. How far is the plane, from the airport? Where do I put the X? Down here?
No,
Hypotenuse. Kids, don't make it harder than it is. Where's the airplane? Right here. Where's the airport? Right here. How far apart are they? Right here. So, with regard to this angle, which side is this? Opposite. Which side is this? Which function will I use? Sine 17 equals 5,000 over x. Now, do you understand why I'm not using this button this time? I'm not finding the angle. I know the angle. I'm finding a side. So x sine 17 equals 5,000. So x will equal 5,000 divided by sine 17.
Okay, I got you. I'm ready now.
I got 17,101.52 feet. Anybody else get that?
I feel like I could just go out into the world and just solve problems. Like I can just go to an airport and I can just like be that guy and just be like, I know exactly how far that plane is.
Yep.
Bam. What? What's up?
D. Find the height of a flagpole. Alright, so here's my flagpole. So find the height of the flagpole. That makes a shadow 13 feet long. So here's the shadow on the ground, right? Shadows are on the ground. When the angle of elevation of the sun is 59 degrees. Angles of elevation, look up. That's it right there, that's your angle of elevation. Which function? What's your equation gonna look like this time? Tangent 59 equals what? What does the tangent equal?
Why'd you say?
Okay, are you writing on the desk? Tangent of 59 equals x over 13? So x equals 13 tangent 59? So I go to my calculator. I got 21.64. Feet. All right, one more. What is the angle of elevation of a man looking at the top of a building that's 48 feet tall if he is standing 108 or 100 feet from it? Okay, so here's the building on the ground. Here's the man.
So this isn't even a triangle
And
anymore?
he's looking up at the top of the building. Right? Doesn't it say the man is looking at the top of the building?
Yeah.
So the building's standing straight up and down. Here's the man looking up at the top of the building. Now, what do we know? The building is 48 feet tall. The man is standing 100 feet from the building.
That'll be on the bottom. That's gonna be the bottom line.
That would be on the bottom.
And then it's what is opposite and adjacent?
The angle I am looking for is this one. Would you agree?
So what's cosine? Opposite.
Now, which function with regard to that angle? Tangent. So I'm going to say the tangent of the angle is 48 over 100. Now, how do I find angles on my calculator? I need the special tangent button. So second tangent, 48 over 100.
Why would it say tangent?
Because we're looking for an angle.
Oh, I got you. I got you.
Anytime we're looking for an angle, we have to do the second button.
How was your weekend this weekend?
Just hunky-dory.
Did you watch the football games?
I watched the Colts, yes.
Yes. Yes.
So that was 25.64 degrees. Okay? Now I want you to try one on your own.
Wait, does that say building?
Are you ready to try one on your own?
You don't give up. He would have gone. He said he would have gone. He went to the. No, this is.
An eagle on a cliff
That makes perfect sense.
spots a mouse on the ground. Find the eagle's angle of depression. If the cliff is 123 feet tall and the eagle is 900 feet from the mouse. That's your problem. See if you can do it by yourself. If you need help, consult your neighbor. see if you can draw a picture, write an equation, and type it into the calculator the right way.
Okay.
Step one is to get the picture drawn. Did you draw the cliff? On the ground, so you're looking down. Okay, so here's the eagle up here at the top of the cliff, and he's looking down at this mouse.
I was just breaking it down for him. Just doing it. Miss Ford.
Where do I put the 123?
123 on the far left side.
123 is the vertical, right?
Vertical.
That's the cliff.
Axis to center.
Where do I put the 900?
On the hypotenuse.
Hypotenuse. And again, we're not going to be confused by that, kids. Here's the eagle, here's the mouse, they're 900 feet apart. The distance between my fingers is 900. Now, your job is to find the angle of depression. This is the angle of depression, kids. I don't want to find that. It's not in the triangle. I can't find it. But I remember that the angle of depression is the same as the angle of elevation. So I'm going to put my X there. It's the same. Ethan Topham, head up. What function did you use? Sine. And you used sine because?
Because it's opposite over hypotenuse.
Exactly. So Ethan said the sine of x equals 123 over 900. Now wait a minute. I'm finding an angle. So I have to use my special sine button, right? So I'll type inverse sine, or second sine, 123 over 900. And what did you guys get?
7.86.
7.86 degrees. Does anybody have a question about that? Okay, tonight's homework is going to involve a couple of different things. I'd like you to get out, if you would, the special angle worksheet. You had some problems on this last night.
Special sign. For the one earlier, I couldn't get different degrees. I wouldn't, but.
Okay, would you get out your special angle worksheet, folks? It's in your, not your note sheets, it's in that other pile of stuff I gave you. All right, you were supposed to have done the first 4 last night. And we're doing 5 through 8 tonight.
Okay.
So if you did not do 1 through 4 last night, you can do it tonight. So that when you come tomorrow, you'll have the first 8 done. Now there's one I want to talk about. Let's take a look at problem number 6. you this problem, but I put a curveball in there. I put a negative in there. We need to talk about that. It's easy, but we need to talk about it. We're going to do these without a calculator. So does anybody remember how to start? Very good. We're going to change that into degrees, first of all. We're doing this without a calculator, and we're not too good with radians, so we're going to put it in degrees. It's easier for us. So pi is 180, divided by 4 would be 45. Now, it's actually negative 45. So here's how you draw negative 45. We start here, remember? Instead of going up 45, we come down 45. This is how you do negative 45. You come down.
Miss Moore,
Yeah.
do you still have math leagues? Do you have like a delay?
Yes. Please, if there's any kind of change to math rate, it will come on the phone call you all get. You know, you all get that phone call?